Hey guys, it's Kyle here with Devin. We got another great video for you today, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the breakdown. Alright, so we start up at the usual spot, look around for some cars, and then we look down the ridge, see if anything's happening down there, and lucky enough this time it is.
Yeah, so early in the game, love getting either at the top of the hill or this spot. I mean, level 2, so not fantastic, but
The Gallant's like the worst car drop in the game.
I think it's a little bit better than the Raptor, but
Maybe.
we're picking up two. I think Kyle, you talked about this before. You prefer the mini to many of the 2s and 3s. I agree, but for me, at least if I get challenged by a mini, I can build off that and get a 3, whereas it's
That's
a little bit more trick. But
I genuinely will not pick up a Gallant if I find one. Because my mentality is like, I would sooner not challenge a mini than challenge a mini just for a 3, because I'm gonna find a 4 eventually if I look around for not even that long. There's another Gallant.
and I guess that is a good point, and like there's some certain truth to that. I'm really hedging against like not finding any cars, but you do have a point there where, I mean, like you see, we're able to find 4s enough that it isn't an issue.
And luckily it didn't matter that we had the Gallant, because we get the Subaru, which is a really nice 4 here. There's no one around us. I feel like usually we would have seen someone by now.
Yeah, and that's where it gets tricky. Like, you want to get that 4 so you can challenge others.
Ooh, beautiful.
It doesn't matter here, so...
I feel like people are going to watch all these videos and be like, oh, how come you guys always get 6s in like the first 30 seconds? What am I doing wrong? But like, no, that just... We post the good ones, and it's much more likely to be a good game when you find a 6 early on.
This is true, and also with the spawn that we like to click. Oh, and we get a mini here, which is beautiful.
It's a nice challenge. Good guess. I would have gone the other way.
For me here, I'm actually not guessing. So when you see the mini going the other way, and if you remember from the first video, that race I have with the Audi, where I tried to guess where I really didn't have to because the car was so much worse. Same thing here, right? It's a mini, I'm in the Regalia. It does not matter where the race is, I'm going to win. So for me, I want to get as close to the mini as possible so no one has a head start. Eliminate any of the variability. And this guy really insecure.
Bye! I mean, he's not wrong. The distance is increasing between you. Oh my god. Driving on the ice is a guilty pleasure for me, because it's like, when you flip over, it's so painful, and it's just like the worst, and I don't like many other parts of the winter season, but I really enjoy driving on the ice.
It is a nice perk, and some people don't know you can do it.
Yeah.
Look at this guy flashing the "I'm the Illuminati" taunt. Just letting us know that, yes, I have won a game before, so...
Ultimate Air!
A little bit of airtime just for fun.
Here's a grievance of mine. The threshold for Ultimate Air in Horizon is way too generous. I feel like you go over a tiny bump and it says Ultimate Air, yet like Ultimate Speed you could be going so fast, but Ultimate Air you go over like a little bump and it's like Ultimate Air even though you could do jumps like that.
Exactly.
It's just a random thing I just thought of.
So here, notice that we see a dot and we're on the other side of the ice. Now, under regular circumstances, I'm not looking to get into too many challenges on this side of the lake or what have you, but I believe it's a Supra if I remember correctly. And here's the thing, we have a 7, they're in like a 4, and we can use the ice to our advantage, and we know the challenge is going to take it over there, like almost with 100% certainty. So this is just going to be an easy win because it's just flat ground, and especially with the Supra, they're probably going to spin out or something. So
like they just did there.
Exactly. So I really want this challenge, and I finally get it.
Boom.
And we'll see. Actually, it takes us in a bit of a weird direction, but again, he's going to try and go up and handle the hill, but again, in a Supra, not a great move in general.
Yeah, I actually think it's counterintuitive, but I think the line you took there may have actually been the better one because you didn't have to deal with the hill so much.
Definitely, and the mountain that's a little bit to the left of where we currently are on the map, there's another race that we'll upload where I'm in an R8, and I believe it's a more, it might even be this Audi that I'm in here.
On the other side of the lake?
Yeah, it's like kind of in the back corner of the map,
okay.
And they try to go over it, and I said, well, first off, I'm in the R8, there's no shot, and secondly, it's just so much faster to go around some of these bigger obstacles. It feels worse when you're in second for most of the race, but look here, I mean, absolutely no contest.
I have a love-hate relationship with the R8. It's good on the road, of course, but it's just I've lost so many stupid races in that car in this game.
So here, keeping it on the road, I'm a big fan of finishing off races that I have a big lead with. Just staying on the road, not having any like crazy flips or anything. That's pretty much the only thing that can stop you with a lead this big.
Oh, dip, dive. Oh, what is it? Dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge. The 5 Ds of dodgeball. You seen that movie?
No, I've not.
It's a great movie.
Here we go, getting a nice 8 here, and as you can see, the game is still pretty young. Got 33 people left, so we're going for it. You know, we got the SLS. This is a winner. I believe this is what we won with the first video, but
Yep.
Again, I really want to challenge everyone. So
Yep. Having this car, which as you can see in our other video, go check that out if you haven't seen it. We'll put a link up now. If having a winnable car with 32 people left is such a nice luxury, and you can if say like you've never been to a final showdown before, maybe you're just starting to play, I can kind of see why you might be tempted to just sort of avoid people and stay with them and see what you can do in the final showdown. But with this much time left, it's just such an opportunity to get a really nice car, and then that you just increase your chances so much. Especially because the races become so much more winnable when you have a car like the Mercedes.
And this race gets a little out of hand. So I kind of am a bit of a hater on that WRX, just because it's slow for a 6, and I decided to take a little bit more of a conservative route. You know, thinking that the Benz is a little faster than what it is.
This guy's a great driver, though.
But yeah, we hit the tree. You know, literal death sentence. You're wondering why there's even more time on the video. Well, he misses the finish line. That's actually really important, actually, because if you're cutting through trees, often they'll set a weird pick that makes it really hard. You have to like loop back around to your destination. Always make sure that you're not gonna have to make a 180 after the end of the race. And now, after getting some good karma with a bad finish on the other guy, we dish out some more bad karma.
I don't know why they made this car gray. Like, I know the other Ferrari FF is red, but why? They could have done yellow or something. It's just, why gray? It's such a good looking car.
It is a little bland.
It's such a good looking car, and it just looks boring.
But, you know, like I said, still 25 people left, so in no way we want to be married here. And look at this. Now the 6, that RS4 is pretty strong, but, you know, you just feel great when you're in a Ferrari like that. We're going to cut this corner here and then merge onto the road, if I'm not mistaken, to pick up that speed that you really can leverage with a car like this.
400 yards.
This race is interesting because there's not one sort of good, you know, like thick road like there is on some of the like near the water or the highway or anything. There's a lot of much smaller roads with a lot of turns, so you have to sort of balance the off-road with getting on a road when you can to speed up, and it's a hard balance to find sometimes.
And yeah, this is definitely like a scrappy race. We hit the tree earlier, so it happens to everybody. And we get a strong finish here, though, cutting it kind of close. I believe the Audi's still on us, and they finally hit something. So also like hustling it out. Like sometimes it's really tempting to just quit the game if you hit a tree or something. But you'll see in quite a few of these videos, you know, in each game there might be a come from behind win, even if you're obstacle or not. So
the only thing that needs to happen for you to win after hitting a tree is for them to hit a tree twice. And how many times do you hit a tree twice in a race? All the time. So now we have the other SLS. Or no, this isn't SLS, is it? It looks like one.
yeah, it's the GTR. So, and this is now a spot where I'm gonna go against the general advice that I would give. So honestly, I think this is my least favorite 10. I think I have some recorded wins on it, but here's the thing. If you have a 10, this is now the final point where, you know, you can wait for the final showdown to happen. You know, a lot of people might think that they're comfortable waiting with like a 7 and above for a final showdown and just camping. For me, you know, once you're at a 10, you literally can't get any better. So it doesn't make too much sense to challenge, but for me, I feel like with the game is still 16 people left and already having a 10, I'm going to be a little selective with who I pick. Well, we'll see if that is indeed the case. But Yeah, so here I'm actually interested in seeing if there's anyone that I feel like is a good matchup for me. I'm not going to go out of my way to challenge someone, don't get me wrong. But if you've seen this thumbnail, you know that isn't the car we finished with.
No, it is not.
So, yeah, let's see what happens. I haven't watched this one in a while, so I don't have.
Yeah, it's tough. In the other video, it's like, oh, they always know that good to say. It's because we had just won that race that day. This one's it's been a minute. Going through the trees. Oh, there's a person down there. Maybe seeing if that's worth a challenge. See what car they got.
And I also like to wait a little bit off the side of the road, just in case if someone zooms by. Sometimes they'll try and challenge you, and there someone will have a lot of momentum. So I try to stay out of range, but if I see someone, I can attack. This is a 7.
I'm gonna be very selective. I'm gonna be very selective with my racing.
Yeah, and you know, that's why I said we'll see if that's the case. I know that I really like to pop it, but here I know that there's this long road that kind of goes either way. So most of the destinations that I'll be able to go to will be sort of on that path where I can pick up a lot of speed. Also, he was higher up on the hill, which really, I think, sealed the deal for me.
Yeah.
Because most likely, they the challenge is not going to be up the hill, but down the hill. They're going to have to do a whole 180, and that's really annoying. Also, this finish would not load. Like, I beat him there by quite a bit.
That's scary.
That was a little frustrating.
It's always scary when the waiting for results screen doesn't activate for a minute. And then you get the Bugatti. The Bugatti is just so fun to drive. Yeah. What else can you say? It's a Bugatti. You gotta check out the interior, of course.
I think it's fun. You know, get some different looks. But yeah, I mean, I think this is my favorite 10. Kyle, you disagree? You're a Hoonigan guy?
Yes, I think. I prefer the... You'll see in the coming days, I have a win that we're gonna post where I win in the Lancia that's a 9. I actually think that might be my favorite car in the game, more than a lot of the 10s. The Bugatti is definitely up there, though. I love that car as well.
Because this has the off-road equip. I think sometimes you'll get it with the off-road, sometimes not. I think to complement the speed, especially in the winter environment, I like having the off-road.
I'm not 100% sure that the lights mean it's off-road. I think, based on the performance, I think the lights mean that Forza's done some stuff to it to make it better off-road. But I'm not 100% sure that that's the case. Full
disclosure, I've been saying that because you told me that.
Yeah, so. Exactly.
And that's in the live commentary. I say that in the live commentary.
That is a guess. That is a guess. If we're wrong, please comment and tell us. But I'm pretty sure that's what it means, based on how they feel. I mean, it's definitely changed somehow. That is not a stock Veyron.
And if we flash the minimap again, we'll see. Also, no one should be challenging you.
No, that person came up to you, saw what you were, was like, I'm out.
So let's see. So... Final Showdown's happening, and I decided to take the bet that it's going to be over somewhere around the city. And here, often if you have a fast car, try and find Final Showdown routes that give you roads that lead in the right direction. Either roads or really wide open spots, because you can get that head start on the road and then make a, diverge off if you need to. But oftentimes, you want to find roads, like paved roads, that give you the best opportunity to get a head start. And look here, I'm able to ride this out a decent ways in the Bugatti, which allows me to actually leverage the power of the good car that I have.
I mean, going 175 miles an hour, what is anyone else going to do? 175 miles an hour off-road, there's no other car that can just keep up with that.
And here we're going to go on the highway. Also, anywhere near the city, you're going to want to stay on roads, because there's those weird walls that you cannot break. And look, we're just zooming. At this point, no one's on the mini-map. So I'm going to take my time. Often I will disregard the directions, but in this area, I tend to play it pretty safe and no one around. No reason not to.
No one else is even going to get on the mini-map, if I remember correctly. Only 4 drivers left, which is interesting. This Eliminator started with 58, so it wasn't small, but only 4 alive by the final showdown.
Yeah, and there's no feeling like having a really good car and people are still challenging each other late.
Exactly.
Because often, and this is probably the case, people are really out of position for the final race when they're too busy challenging other people. And I was sitting there with the 10, I was all ready to go, and you see how it pays off in this final show.
Oh yeah. Bugatti just beautifully handles these city streets. Cruises in, gets the dub.
That's a good win, so...
Yes it is. Alright, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Take care.